The state would like to know, in a sense, exactly how many septic systems there are in the state of Minnesota, and if to identify then that there is a environmental issue out there with them, that for the ones that are discharging to the surface waters or groundwater, that it's going to take money to fix these systems. And so we took it from the standpoint, well, if we knew in Wilkin County, we knew exactly how many systems we have, how many are public health threats, how many that are not, how many are compliant, then we could probably get our piece of the pie when the funding come around. And so we looked at it and put the horse in front of the cart, thinking this is how we're going to do it, and that's how we approached it. And the funding came for us. We started out doing it ourselves in 2005, in 2008. Clean Water Legacy funding came around. We were able to tap in dollars there for helping with inventory and for residents to get funding to help with some of their septic systems. So I think I would encourage other counties to do their inventory work. It's not the most pleasant things to do. They're very controversial in each county. Each county is a little bit different, but I think it's important for us as resource managers or planning and zoning administrators, whatever our titles may be, that's part of our planning, is that we need to know how many systems are out there, and if we need to go out there and try to fix them, then we'll have some hard numbers, and then we can ask for hard dollars. Then we don't have to estimate, oh, we think we need this. Mm-hmm. We'll be able to give somebody hard answers to hard questions. Our project actually originated through our comprehensive local water planning, and kind of started back in about 10 years ago in 2002, and started talking about doing compliance inspections at property transfers. So we updated our ordinance in 2004, and in 2005 we began an inventory of all of our septic systems, and then also trying to identify the public health threats for septic systems also. Mm-hmm. And we took us about 5 years to complete. We completed that in 2011 with inventory work and construction work, and we found out that we have about 1,056 septic systems in the county, and 130 of them were public health threats, and they are all fixed except for just a few of them, and we expect to get them completed this year. Working through our local water planning task force group, and starting there, I think was a good starting point, because there's a makeup of not only some of our county commissioners and other elected officials, but just some of the lay people in the county too. And that's where this really started, was in our water planning process, building the consensus there and what we needed to do or how we should approach some of these things, and then forwarding that recommendation onto the county board, and we've had good support with the county board. And I think the support goes beyond that, even beyond the elected officials. I mean, we needed to get support from my sheriff's office when it comes to enforcing. Thankfully we didn't have to do a lot of enforcing, but we did do some. County attorney's office, and also with our judge. Thankfully we had a local judge for a while who lived here and understood what we were trying to accomplish, and in some unfortunate cases he had to issue some orders to get people to complete their projects in a timely manner. So it's amazing. There's a fair amount of consensus building and support that you need to take on a project like this, and thankfully we're a small county and we didn't have a lot of people to deal with, but we still had to build that consensus.
When I heard about the sewer plan that came out, I told Donna, my wife, I said, when they get here, I'm not going to wait for them to tell us we need a sewer. I'm going to just tell them we do need a sewer, because we did need a sewer. Our sewer used to run to the ditch. We didn't like it, and I guess it just took somebody to tell us we had to do it. they designed me a mound system because my black dirt here is too heavy. So we couldn't have an at-grade system. So they just put us in a mound system and a new septic tank. It's been fantastic. I picked up a spare pump for the pumping station, and that way if me or my neighbor, our pumps break down, we have a pump on hand if we do need it. But we haven't had any issues whatsoever. Most people don't even know we have a mound or a septic tank. Our mound is short and wide, which our sewer contractor told us. He said, when he first got out to this country, he said, why does everybody build these mounds so high? Why don't they spread them out? Make them shorter, make them more appealing. And I said, go for it, Donnie. So he put us in our septic tank and our mound, and I had a landscaper come out, landscape the septic tank, seeded the mound down, and yeah, we have a beautiful system. Most people don't even know we have it. You know, my sewer went into a road ditch. That road ditch drains to the Red River. So chances are, sooner or later, somebody in Fargo got to drink my sewer water through the water treatment facility up there. It's wrong. It just ain't right.
So we have 4 unsewered communities. 2 of them were really good. They took off right away, looked at community-based systems. We have one, the community of Kent, that's actually working with their sister city across the river in North Dakota, where they're pumping their sewage water over to their lagoons in North Dakota. We have a community of Dorn, who just installed a community-based cluster systems. There's 3 large clusters, and then we have some individual systems in there. And in both those communities, they manage and operate their own systems. Wilkin County has nothing to do with that. So they chose what their community was going to look like. We have a 3rd community of Fox Home that they are currently in the process of planning, designing, trying to figure out what they really do want their community to look like, what they can afford, those types of things. They're in that planning process now. And then we have a 4th community called Nashua, where that city council just said, no, we're just going to let the homeowners decide what they want to do on an individual basis. So, but we've had good success. You know, if we can get 3 out of our 4, and maybe some point maybe we get 4 out of 4 that will do some type of community-based system. But you know, the biggest thing for those communities is financing. You know, and how to pay for that, and they're not used to collecting utilities, or at least any large utilities, from their homeowners or their residents, and that's the biggest thing that they struggle with the most. And also, they're, you know, they have day jobs. They're just councilmen, you know, a couple nights a month probably, and we try to offer our resources where we can for them. You know, I try to get them in contact with different organizations that maybe can help them more than I can, because I try to take a hands-off approach, because I want them to make the decision. I don't want me or Wilkin County trying to tell them that this is what your community should look like. That should be their decision.